Well, hello, folks. Welcome back to Actual Play. Tonight, I am your lore master, and we are playing The One Ring by Free League. And we're in our second chapter. Last week was The Road to Bree. Tonight is The Prancing Pony. All channel proceeds are split between the Black Lives Matter and the Trans Legal Defense and Education Fund. Tonight with us are Heidi, Jeremiah, and Rich. And I think we left off last week at the Forsaken Inn, just outside of Bree, the walls of Bree. That's where we ended our journey. I think we will just kind of frame ourselves walking into Bree. At the Western Gate, we don't need to because it's only a day's journey from where you are to the city of Bree. So it doesn't make sense to jump back into the journey mechanics to do that. What time of day do you think do you want to enter the city of Bree?
If I remember correctly, at the end of last session, Daphne was real sleepy. So she would sleep in. So someone else is going to have to wake us up in the morning. Otherwise, it's going to be like a late start leaving and therefore late arrival.
Nindor is always an early riser and would not hesitate to wake Daphne. He also doesn't trust this place, so it is best to get out of there.
Do we say any farewells to Don before we leave because he works there, right? He's kind of like the bar.
Right, he's the bar back. If he's awake, Nindor would be up at the crack of dawn, and he would prep the horse and ponies before he would come to awaken Daphne and Farron. And you probably, if Dawn is up,
yeah,
you would have a brief conversation.
No, I think he is, right? I think he's probably working hard, if not harder, than farm life, even though he moaned and cried about being a farmer, right? So I think he's up. I think he's moving things from storage back into the inn, and he sees you prepping the horses. And maybe he starts the conversation. Maybe he asks.
Sure.
So y'all all heading out today?
Yes, we are heading into Bree this morning.
How long do you think the whole thing is going to take?
It's difficult to say for sure. I don't know how well he has hidden himself in Bree. He may be more cautious after our attempts to foil his efforts.
Well, I know there's a dwarf that at the Prancing Pony that recruited me and Dauber, just buying drinks and recruiting labor. So if that's helpful.
It is. How would I know this dwarf?
His name's Gron.
Gron?
Gron. He's kind of loud. He likes to drink a lot. He likes card games.
Dark beard, red beard, brown.
No, it's brown. It's brown. I'd say he's a nice person, but well, I know better now.
It is possible that he did not understand what he was recruiting you for, but we will ascertain that. Working very hard this morning.
Yeah, it keeps I have a place to stay. Food's all right.
I'm glad.
I haven't decided if it's better than the farm or not yet, but it's different, and we'll see how it goes.
Once we've completed our search, we'll come back by and let you know.
I think he perks up, right? Because he doesn't really want to be working out here. He'd like to be back in Bree, but he can't really go back to Bree right now. Mm-hmm. And so I think he does. His body language is positive, and he kind of perks up. And he goes, "Yeah, that'd be great. I'd appreciate that. That'd be good."
Of course. Stay safe. And then he's done. He's out. He just walks away.
That's it. No goodbye.
It's a whole conversation. Yep.
That's it. Nice. If I remember, you and Daphne kind of fell asleep outside in the barn.
Yeah. I imagine maybe Daphne's rolled over on a bit of hay, and so Ninder was taking care of the horses when he saw Don out there. Had a conversation with him, so he'll head into Farron to try to find Farron and wake the crusty dwarf.
Nice.
So where would he find Farron? We got a room?
Yeah, we got a room.
Yeah.
It had 2 beds, right?
Yep, it had 2 beds.
One for this guy.
Yeah, and I think Perry and Riddell were going to split the other one. But I think they're up, and I think they're downstairs in the inn having breakfast. And I think they may head out with or without you. They're close enough, right? And you guys are kind of troubled, right? A little bit.
No.
Maybe I think the night before they had mentioned that, they said their farewells in case we don't see you in the morning, because we're going to head out early, right? That kind of thing. And I think it was mostly to avoid awkward goodbyes. Right. But yeah, I think at this time they're downstairs in the inn. They're probably having first breakfast before they make their way into Bree from here.
I'll give them a polite nod, but I think the Nindor senses their desire to kind of break out, so he's not going to engage them in conversation that would cause that awkwardness they're trying to avoid happen. So he'll just polite nod and then glance around, see that Farron isn't there, and head up to the room.
Nice.
And just walk in. Like, what? It's their room. Why would he knock?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't imagine Farron's asleep.
Cool.
Unless it's like super, super early, I guess. I don't know.
Crack of dawn. Like 5 a.m., I guess, would be about.
Well, so you might have a saving grace because we're talking early winter, right? We just late fall, early winter, because we just finished a fellowship phase. So crack of dawn might be, if we're looking for light, 7 or 8 o'clock, right?
Oh, okay, fair.
Right. Okay. So you might have a break there.
Yeah, I don't imagine Farron's the kind to sleep in much because I think he's done a fair amount of adventuring in the past, so he's kind of used to getting up when it calls for and being on the move. So I can imagine, like, as Nindor comes in, Farron's probably getting his things all packed and tidied, and probably getting ready to go down and have breakfast. Big hearty breakfast before the short trip to the.
Nindor would move in, check buckles on things, make sure straps are, pick up one of the packs, hoist it over his shoulder. Are you ready?
Once I get a meal in me, yeah.
I'll go and wake Daphne.
Do elves not eat? You're not having a meal?
Well, Daphne will want to eat breakfast. He's not going to eat breakfast with it and then not let Daphne eat. So
Gotcha. No, that's fair.
head down,
That's fair. All right.
throws the saddlebags over Buttercup. Buttercup's the horse, right?
Right.
Nibbles.
Damn it! See, Nindor has this all down cold. Rich does not. And Rich didn't have his notebook out, so
Well,
that's his
sometimes
own
Daphne
fault.
and Heidi are in the same boat, so it's okay.
I also imagine when Nindor says, I'll go wake Daphne in a very teasing way, Farron would say something like, "Oh, so room's not good enough for you? You didn't sleep here last night."
This is a dangerous place. I do not feel comfortable allowing Daphne to sleep in the stables by herself.
She couldn't have come here all together. Would have been safer, right?
True, but she did not want to leave Buttercup, Nibbles, and the others alone.
That's fair. We don't want somebody stealing the horse again.
Correct. Not again. Well, I will see you in the common room.
We'll get 3 big brie breakfasts.
I think Forsaken Jack is on the griddle in the kitchen, right? And I think at first he's annoyed, but then when he checks out into the common room and he sees you, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I see what's happening there. So he brings your breakfast. I think he settles up with Perry and Renell, and they're heading out. But Jack says to Farron, "You heading out too? You staying another day or two?"
No, business takes us to Bree.
Bree? What kind of business you got in Bree?
Looking for somebody.
Oh, that fella you thought you was in here or came through here. You think he's in Bree?
Yep.
All right. He owes you money or something?
Yeah. Something.
Something.
I know there's not any real resource mechanics, but I imagine I don't know, tossing a couple of silver his way or something.
Yeah.
And be like, just keep an eye out. We'll be back through sometime. Stays between us.
That's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. There's no resource
I got the money.
mechanic. Yeah, no, you do. You do. I think we got to make a test, man. I don't want to decide.
Okay. Cool. I suck at the social stuff. Oh wait, no, I don't. I can be more intimidating when I do it.
Well, so I'm easy.
I picture maybe a slide, a few silver of it's probably not a huge amount of money, but it shows that I'm serious, and I kind of push it to the middle of the table and say what I said about keep your eyes open, ears to the ground, but this stays between us.
Right, yeah.
And then when he goes to grab the silver, I grab his hand.
Right.
And I just look him in the eyes and says, "This stays between us."
Nice. All right.
Then I'm hoping I can use awe, which I have points in.
Yeah, no, I think awe. Yeah, no, you color that nice. Awe works. I will take awe.
Whew, okay. On the one hand, part of me is I don't feel like this guy actually knows anything, but then there's the paranoid part of me that's I don't know, maybe. So, yeah.
So Jack has a distinctive feature. He is wily.
Okay.
And so that acts as a negative. You will lose a die.
That's not cool. Okay. So I'll remove one. But I will spend a hope. And I'm willful. So like I'm just staring him down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I lose one, but add 2, so I get to add 1 more. That's not a bad chance. Nope. 1 short.
Woo.
Real close.
So I think Jack, he's all in his character, right? Forsaken Jack. There's this myth about how he got the inn, right? He's drinking that Kool-Aid, reaches for the silver. You palm your hand over top of his hand and deliver your last line.
Mhm.
And I think you get to see eye to eye the real Jack, right? I think at that moment, whenever you pull your hand back, he says, and quietly, because there's other folks in the bar, right? So he's talking Jack to Farron, and he pushes half the coins back to you. He keeps half. He says, how about when you come back through, if I know something, you give me the other half.
Deal.
And then he takes like I said, he takes half of what you put up there. And then he gets right back into his, wily Jack self, right? But for a moment there, right, he's straight with you and you see it. And so that happens. That's a thing.
Nice.
I think shortly after that, Nindor and Daphne join you in the common room.
Breakfast is ready.
And you both see Perry and Renell on their way out. They end up with a pony, and they're making their way into Bree. So they got a little bit of a head start. I think they don't say a whole lot. Again, I think this is the distancing part where they just kind of nod, right? And then they're heading out. Because they have an idea what you're going to Bree for. And again, they don't, right? They got to live there, and they don't need that heat.
Daphne gives them hugs before they go.
That's awesome. I think it's awkward, right? Because they're trying to be incognito, right? And I think it's very awkward. Yes.
I think that Nindor maybe gives them a look like you tarried too long.
Yes.
There's that moment where they feel like, whew, we got away, and then they're right as they leave the door and go around the corner to go get their pony out of the stable, like there's Daphne
chasing after them, calling their names. Don't leave yet. I haven't said goodbye.
I haven't said goodbye. Hugs. I think they try to make them quick hugs, right? Quick, and then gotta go, right? As much as they can.
Okay with that. She's not going to trap anyone in a hug, but she's going to make sure they happen.
And they boogie out, right? They're trying to put as much distance between them and you. Not in an unfriendly way, but in the safe way. So
feels a little unfriendly, but okay.
No, I understand. Absolutely understand. What's next?
So there are other people kind of up and about in the common room.
Yeah, mostly trappers, hunters. They're in small groups. Some of these folks know each other because this is where they gather between heading back into Bree or heading out into areas where they're hunting or trapping.
Gotcha. I kind of imagine then as we're eating our breakfast, I'll bring up, we should talk about how we're going to approach Bree. I don't know if we want to do that here or wait till we're on the road.
Right.
I think waiting until we're on the road is wise, but we must have a conversation. I have good news to share.
What kind of?
Farron's just going to town whatever. He's talking around mouthfuls of food, and he's got crumbs and grease in his beard.
Nindor's very carefully like cutting things into very small bits.
I also kind of imagine there's probably like there's just like one breakfast, like whatever he's cooking, like that's for breakfast.
Yeah.
And like I sort of imagine that like Nindor probably doesn't really want like half of it, so he's just
No.
like every so often Farron's like,
He pushes forward the little.
Nice.
extra sausage for Farron. I'm just playing me now.
How does
think,
Stephanie take her breakfast? I'm really curious.
Well, she's mostly just concerned with talking, so it's like people have to remind her to keep eating, kind of a thing. So a lot of like getting a bite on the fork, lifting it up, and then realizing she has to say something, so like putting it back down and then talking, so the bite gets cold, and it's like a whole thing. And this morning she's got like straw in her hair from sleeping out in the stable, so she's got like her
Yeah.
braid is over her shoulder, and she's picking out little pieces and creating a little bird's nest over to the side, and like talking about who's going to inhabit the bird's nest, and maybe we can leave it outside, and when we come back there's going to be eggs, and it's going to be so cute, and oh, I should probably eat my eggs, speaking of eggs, kind of a thing.
Nice.
Nindor just watches, considers saying something, but that would mean he'd have to get a word in edgewise, so he doesn't.
She also asks everyone what they dreamed about last night. I think this is probably like her question every morning of their journey.
Oh,
and
nice,
even if
yeah.
she doesn't get an hi cat, even if she doesn't get an answer every time, she asks every day, "What'd you dream about last night?"
That's a good question. I like that because I feel like in Lord of the Rings, dreams are a thing, right? So now,
Right,
Significance.
like, do I make up something significant? I don't know.
No, that is good. I like that.
Man, what does Farron dream?
Are you Googling dreams?
I think almost before, like, I don't know if it's because you caught him off guard or he's in a good mood this morning with a full belly, but I dreamt of home.
Tell me more.
Trying to like buy some time. I imagine Nindor probably hasn't, or Farron probably hasn't been super, probably not super open. Well, now that we have the Lonely Mountain again, I forget the actual name. Erebor, I think.
I think it's Erebor. Yeah.
Yeah. That's home. Is home, was home.
So inside, in the dark,
Mm-hmm.
is it cold?
It's comfortable. We don't have the wide open sun burning down on us. It's nice and cool. It doesn't, not many temperature fluctuations deep beneath the mountain.
So what happened in your dream at home?
I didn't do that right. What did happen?
Do you have siblings? Is your family there? Do you have a cat?
That's a lot.
No. To all three.
Well, where are they?
I mean, I never had siblings, so
But you have family.
yeah. do. There's a reason I don't spend much time. There's a reason I'm out here and not in Erebor.
Daphne has like completely turned away from her mostly full plate of food and is just like enraptured in this conversation.
Farron looks out the window. So we heading out soon?
But
probably want to get on the road.
What?
Right in Indor. It's probably about that time.
It's true. We should go. Daphne, finish eating, please.
I dreamed about a pink butterfly, if you wanted to know. She goes back to eating. She's kind of sullen.
Cut to the road?
Yeah, we cut to the road, and I think Nindor says, I do not think there is such a thing as a pink butterfly, Daphne.
No, there is. I saw one once.
In your dreams?
Well, yeah, more than once in my dreams, but once in real life.
I see.
There are more butterflies than you'd think if you look for them. You don't look for them, do you?
Not anymore. That is a child's activity.
No, it's not.
They don't pose much of a threat, so.
Well, no. Do you only look for threats?
Gotta stay safe out here. Unless they're poisonous. Are they poisonous?
Not that I'm aware of.
Some are poisonous to eat, but they're very rare.
Why would you eat a butterfly?
I've eaten worse.
Like what? A unicorn?
No, those aren't real.
I saw one once.
In another dream.
There's no
So
real.
far.
I think the road is in better repair than it has been on your journey west. I think at a
I
had to do that. I'm like, yes, west. There it is. I'm a visual person. There are more trees. The hills, though, and valleys, you're still going up and down, look pretty empty. You can see some of the marshland. But like I said, the road is in far better repair this close to Bree. You can kind of make out the wall and the gate and the watchtower on the horizon as you're heading that way. There's not a whole lot of traffic on the road. But again, as you get closer, you will join small farmers, wagons, peddlers traveling back and forth around the outside of Bree.
I imagine at some point along the way, because I imagine we probably try to keep some distance, but
Right.
Nindor, you said you had
The
some good
dwarf's
news?
name is Grand. He has a brown beard, dark, very loud, likes card games, and he's the one who recruited Dondon. He is at the Prancing Pony. That was
Another dwarf in Bree? What are the chances?
Yes.
But what are the chances I might know who this is?
We could do a lore check, but I will warn you that Bree has kind of an old mine just outside of it.
Oh, okay. So it might not be that unusual.
Right. They're not super numerous, but they're not uncommon.
I mean, it's worth a roll on the off chance I roll really well. I'm not gonna throw hope at it, but hey, maybe. Why not?
And let's do that.
I'm guessing I get to make this roll because I'm a dwarf. I won't get a bonus because I'm a dwarf.
And I will say you're not going to get the penalty because you're a treasure hunter.
Oh, okay. So it all evens out to my bad. Okay, cool. I could roll well. No, not enough. That's fine.
All right.
Maybe if I see him.
Right. So what I will say, yes. So what I will say is that, dwarves aren't uncommon, and there's some mining that may still be happening. In fact, I think you can see it on the map. An old quarry. Right. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to draw right here. Look at that.
Oh, number 4. Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. So they're not uncommon. And you're right. Maybe when you see him, that might be more helpful.
Okay.
And you got that from Don. Nindor got that information from Don this morning, right?
Right.
So I know we have Daphne's plan of maybe trying to get recruited.
Maybe, Farron, maybe you should be the one to.
I could approach the dwarf, maybe. Just to get friendly with him. See what I can learn that way.
I think with their plan of like trying to get recruited partway along the journey, Daphne stops and she is like, hold on, I need a wardrobe change. And she is going to dress up in as bad Daphne. So she's gonna get like her darkest colored like cloak out. She's gonna mess up her hair a little, like maybe she's got a little dark like eyeliner that she smudges that's normally like very carefully applied, but this time it's smudgy because she's going dark Daphne to try to get recruited into the evil guild.
What are you
Nice.
doing?
I'm playing the role.
Of
This is what they look like.
what? They who?
The bad people. I need to learn to build a fire anywhere. That's the true test.
I can imagine just me and Nindor look at each other. I don't know where this came from.
I mean, they're not going to recruit me if I come in talking about pink butterflies. Right?
She's not. No, you're
Right.
right.
That is a good point.
I will
Very true.
focus on moths and darkness. What are you going to change?
Nothing.
Nah.
Really? I mean, Farron, okay. You still have some grease in your beard from breakfast. You're probably all set. But Nendor, I think Daphne approaches to try to like mess up your, I don't know what your like robes or what do you wear?
Oh, but he's wearing armor, not like this, you know.
Oh, hey, look at that. So she's gonna maybe like unbuckle some straps so it's all kind of like, you know, asymmetrical because that's a thing.
That's what bad is to Daphne.
That's right. That's what bad people do.
They're dirty and asymmetrical.
And then she's gonna get like a handful of mud and try to wipe it on your face.
No. Just dances out of the way. No.
But you look so pure. Look at your
Thank you.
face. But that's not a compliment. You're never going to get recruited if you look too pure.
I don't think anybody's going to buy a dirty elf.
Well, they might have. He would. Fine. She wipes the mud like off on her own shoulder. I will carry the team. It's okay.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
She's going to spend the rest of the, because this is, part way. She'll spend the rest of the journey she's leading Nibbles along maybe, and trying to guide Nibbles in such a way that she pushes Nendor like into the trees or into mud puddles. Oh, yeah. Oh, so sorry.
Trying to dirty him up.
I'll move ahead, man. I'll scout the road ahead and then just
Nice.
kind of take off at a jog because Daphne cannot be talked into things.
Farron's loving it.
After Nendor leaves, Daphne to Farron is sort of like, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's got an attitude today.
He's an elf. They always have an attitude.
Well, that's true, but it's usually much more pleasant.
I just don't like to get dirty.
Ever.
They're really missing out.
I think,
They'll probably stand
As-
out more than any of us once we get into Bree anyway.
yeah, that will probably be true.
So it's probably best that we're currently separated from him by a little bit.
Bree also houses a lot of ranger folk also. So having said that, as you get closer to the gatehouse and the wall of Bree, like I said, more and more folks start to come together. There starts to be a little more traffic as that's kind of a choke point. They're probably going in two lanes, carts, animals, things like that. This young man, I say that as an old man. He's probably in his late 20s, early 30s. He joins up with Farron and Daphne. Maybe he comes up from behind. And he's pulling a cart of goods and things and stuff. And he seems chipper, upbeat. Good morning. Good morning.
I imagine Farron stepping out of the way with the hopeful presumption that this guy just wants to get past.
Right.
He makes room on the road and just
Right.
keeps walking.
Yeah, no, I think he settles in to step with the two of you, right?
Daphne's like, oh, good morning. Isn't it lovely? I mean, isn't it terrible to be up at this hour?
There's no more perfect hour to be up, and energized and awake. Have you been traveling long?
Daphne looks at Farron like, I don't know how to answer this question. I'm
What business-
uncomfortable lying.
What business is it of yours?
Just conversation, friend. We're both going to Bree. I'm sorry, I'm rude. My name is Hallis.
Farron. This is Daphne.
Daphne under her breath is like, ooh, real names. I'm Daphne.
Real names.
What's in your cart?
Some hammers, tools, nails. I'm kind of tasked with doing some woodwork, some building in Bree. We're working on one of the old watchtowers, and so I needed to bring some of these things from our camp to work on it here.
So, and he's heading into Bree, right?
Yeah, he's heading into Bree.
So are you from Bree?
He says, no, well, I will be stationed here for a while, but I'm not from here.
But you're not staying within the city?
I will be for the next couple of weeks or so, yeah.
Gotcha.
Why are you rebuilding the tower?
I think that's where... Yes, he says that's where I'm told some of the Rangers will be staying out over the Brandywine once it's completed, once it's finished. My father used to do this work, and the trip is a little harsh for him these days. So I'm not as good as he is, but I do all right.
The journey.
Where are you from? And he just points back. Not half a day. There's a farm, a ranch, about half a day back. Not very far. Where are you folks from? And what brings you to Bree? I think he gets an apple out of his bag, right? He's chomping on this apple while we're walking. And I'm assuming Nindor's ahead enough that he hasn't put together you're part of this crew. I don't know how far ahead you are.
Yeah, I think this is the point where Nindor, thinking along the lines of, I'm going to stand out. They're trying to do a covert thing. I'm separating myself and also not allowing myself to become muddy. So all those things can be accomplished by staying out.
Nice. I'm thinking I don't give like a direct answer, but more like, we come from a bit farther away than a day or so that way. We journey around from here and there.
Looking for work, Daphne adds, pulling her hood up.
Oh my goodness. I think, so Hollis says, so like peddlers or traders or merchants. Yeah. Bree gets a lot of those, and we should do well. You should do well.
We're mercenaries.
Mercenaries.
Sometimes there's jobs that need to be done.
Oh.
And we're the ones to do it.
I think he takes a couple of slow bites out of his apple, right? He's mulling this over.
Do you believe us?
We're going to find out. I think I'm trying to decide what test. I want to say all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I don't know. I think it's all.
Okay.
I can't imagine mercenaries are good people.
Yeah, I imagine, especially in Middle Earth, probably wouldn't have a great reputation. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. I can roll all.
I think you're probably the better one to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless you want to help at all. I've got two.
Oh.
I've got two in it.
Yeah.
If you want to spend, assuming you want to spend the hope to help.
I can help.
Ooh.
Oh, and haven't been tracking, so I don't know how much is still in the fellowship pool.
We have 4.
Out of that. You have 4? Cool.
Yeah.
It's okay. I have 17 hope. I can spend it.
17. She's spending hope like crazy. Humans have a lot of
Daphne
hope.
is all heart.
That makes sense.
Oh my gosh.
And the best thing is because you're my focus, it
Yes.
makes me inspired, so I get 2 dice.
Hey.
So,
So
this should go
what you're saying is Daphne's performance as a mercenary is so good that you were over inspired.
There you go. Or it helps sell the story. I like to imagine that like between the two of us, it's very unsettling. Okay, so I get 2 extra dice for hope. There we go. That'll do it.
Oh, nice. Yes. Look at that. So I think you're right. I think initially Hallis comes in. He's upbeat. He's talking to travelers. Everything's roses and sunshine. You drop the mercenary thing, right? And then things start to get weird, right? Like I said, I think he takes a couple of slow bites out of his apple. That there's that weird spacing in the conversation that occurs. You made this roll, so I think he's hanging tough a little bit, but you can tell he's now thinking about where he's at, right? Who he's with, right? He's become self-conscious about the situation.
Mhm.
He says, "No, I guess that makes some sense. You're thinking about working like with the wardens or the rangers, or
Something like that.
okay, something like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Daphne will whisper in Farron's ear, like, we should. Sorry, my cat is deciding now is the time to leave. We should let him get ahead now and get the word out in front of us that mercenaries are coming to Bree.
I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. I'll lay it on a little bit thicker, just to try to like startle this guy, and maybe he'll get the word out. I'll pull out a couple of orc arrows that we found, when we found sign, and be like,
Right.
yeah, we actually ran into some orcs on the way here, just a few days east of here. So you never know where our services might be needed.
Yeah, I think
Stuff them back in.
Yeah, I think the orc arrows are enough to. He's polite, but he says his
Look at the time.
goodbyes. Yeah, look at the time, right? He's polite. Wow. Yeah. So I think you will do well in Bree. I wish you both good luck, and I'll see you around.
Hope maybe so. I hope
right.
the
And
workout
I
at the
think he-
tower goes well.
Yeah, I think he drops back. Right, is what he does. Right.
It's probably
'cause I
easier
think-
than trying to out.
I think stepping out ahead feels rude, but kind of dropping back, right? I think that's what he does.
I can imagine like a quite a bit of silence for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and then like 15 minutes pass, and we hear him start up a conversation with some other traveler on the road.
Yes.
Hi, friend.
Yes. Hi, friend. You've been traveling long?
And another apple.
Nice. You can pass through the gates easy. It doesn't crowd up or back up. They're doing a good job getting folks through there. And they're not huge caravans. They're small farmers with animals or carts and things like that, and they're moving them through there. Usually, there's no uniforms, but it looks like these wardens have big sticks and helmets, and they're working together to kind of organize folks through the gates and into Bree.
I'm wondering like how much. I mean, we stand out because I'm certainly quite visibly armed because I've got this, big, giant dwarven axe strapped to myself somehow, and I'm all armored up, so like, you know, is this mostly like a lot of farmers and tradesmen coming through and like?
Yes, mostly
this
farmers
guy.
and tradesmen coming through.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Which I mean, maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. I'm curious.
You might have some of the trappers and hunters, right? But mostly farmers, tradesmen, coming and going, coming into Bree, leaving out of Bree. You do see more dwarves coming in and out from this side.
Sure. Because this is kind of roads probably go through here to get out to the quarry or something.
Right. And you see them pulling ponies and wagons, but they have more practical utility tools than big axes and armor, right? I got to imagine, though, the ones who can afford it or have resources that are leaving and heading north, right? They may have weapons and armor.
Have some guards of their own. Probably.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yes. But yeah, there's no hassle. There's no big haboo about getting into Bree. Let me bring my Bree map back up. Here we are. And so from here, again, you're coming in from the east gate here, right? And moving in. I imagine if you ask or you're curious, the folks, the wardens at the gate can probably point you into different places in Bree. The Inn of the Prancing Pony being number 6 on the map right here. It's kind of at the crossroads of Bree. Has plenty of room for keeping folks and ponies and horses, stables, that kind of stuff. But it's also a known place where, travelers, outsiders, rangers, dwarves, that's where they're going to hang out. And like Don said, that's where you'll probably find the dwarf Gron. What's your plan from here? How far are we taking this splitting up?
I imagine that Nindor needs to circle back around and make contact with them from time to time, because it's not like they have any other things to do in Bree.
Right.
So maybe he's already at the Prancing Pony.
Okay, nice.
Cool. Yeah, and I kind of imagine that's probably, I mean, I imagine Daphne and I would probably just head straight there.
Nice.
Yeah. I think on the way, Daphne's like, if you want, I could hide ominously in the corner and just, light a pipe on cue. And then you can tell people I have some mysterious name like Walker or something.
Nice. Walker.
I'm trying to imagine Daphne smoking, and it's hilarious.
Nice. How do I want to do this? We're coming up on an hour, and I need 2 courtesy rolls.
Oh, no.
Yes. Nindor, right? Because you're going to have to interface with the innkeeper, Barnabas, right? And since you're 2 groups, right, it's 2 courtesy rolls because you're not going in with Nindor, right? You're going as 2 separate groups. So the innkeeper is meeting you separately, not as one whole party.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And as things go with the innkeeper, we'll mostly go with the crowd that's at the inn.
Awesome. I have no courtesy.
Same.
I have courtesy.
Nice.
How do you roll
Nice.
when you don't have a die? I can't remember.
Yeah, just the feat die. You don't get any d6s. It's just the feat die.
Just a D12.
Just a d12. That is correct.
I have failed. What a surprise. Yep. So that's a 9 with a target of 17.
All right.
Not my best thing.
That's all right. I got something special for you, for Nindor.
Daphne got a 13 against her 13, so that was closer than anticipated.
Yes. So here's what I will do. I will leave us on the break, on the cliffhanger. Nindor gets to the Prancing Pony first. You meet Barnabas, the innkeeper, and I think his whole face and everything lights up. And he says, I can't even remember the last time. Are you from, and I'm trying to think of some famous elven places. I was going to say Mirkwood, but it's not Mirkwood. It's, I don't know. But I think he names off a couple of famous elven enclaves or whatever. Are you from there? Do you know, right? And then I think he starts breaking out some of his best stuff and calling out to folks, hey, we've got an elf as my special guest at the Prancing Pony, right? The first, and this round's on me for everyone, right? Will you sing a song?
Of course.
I've got, and I think he reaches back behind the bar. He starts pulling out different string instruments, different woodwinds, and he's laying them out. This is, how long are you staying? Will you sing every night? 2 songs?
If I am able. 2 songs. Sounds fair.
So I think he is making a big deal about an elf being at the Prancing
Really
Pony.
glad I separated myself from my 2 compatriots.
So I think when Daphne and Farron arrive, I think maybe you finished the song?
Yeah.
Maybe you're in the middle of a song? But I think you can see there's a big kind of a celebration atmosphere happening, right?
I mean, it's definitely funnier if we get there and he's in the middle of playing a song, because
Yes.
it's like, this isn't the Nindor we know.
Yes. Do you have song, Nindor?
I do indeed have
Oh,
song.
okay.
Yes. I'm going a little long, but tell us what you sing about, and let's make a check, and then we'll leave it
All
at
right.
that.
The song that he is finishing when they come in is called Even Star. There is actually a recording of it on the YouTubes. It is rather beautiful and inspirational, and not at all the kind of song you would imagine him normally singing.
Right.
Some of the words are this is not the end, is the beginning. You cannot falter now. If you do not trust nothing else. Trust this, trust this, trust this, trust love would be the last words that he's singing. And we'll see how if he
Nice.
pulls it off. We'll find out.
Nice.
Not gonna
I
go
think,
well.
I think Barnabas introduces you to everyone as Nindor from Greenwood the Great, and whether you're there or not, that's how he intros you to everyone. His very special guest.
Oh, goodness. Here, let me screw this one up. All right. I do have 2 in song.
Nice.
And I kind of, well, do you feel that he's being a little lordly here in entertainment? I don't know.
You tell me. I think that works, but I think that's all about Nindor's attitude now in here, right? I think he can be lordly if he
I
wanted
think
to be here.
he's trying to be very gracious.
Right.
He realizes this may be the first time many of these people have seen an elf in a very long time, if ever. So it's not only stokes his ego, it also helps him to realize, okay, these are people of Bree.
Right.
They deserve a few moments of elven beauty.
Nice.
So I'm going to bring in that character trait then.
Nice.
And here we go. We rolled exactly the same. A 14 against a target of 15.
Oh, so close. So I think it doesn't. Yeah. So I don't think it goes poorly. I think there's a weird silence at the end, and then I think you get the applause, the clapping, right? And then they want you to sing another song, right? I think that's what happens, right? 'Cause
Encore. Encore.
Yes, right. They're not satisfied. They want another song, right? And I think Farron and Daphne come in, maybe the last half of that, and then they see this whole thing break out into, sing us another song. Yes, sing another one.
And he realizes when they come in, he's caught.
Yes.
So that's not awesome. But he can't really. He's been lordly, so he does have to oblige. And he looks to Barnabas and kind of just, this is the second song. That's what he silently says to him. And just number 2. And I think he'll sing the prophecy. The prophecy is a song which within it has the one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. The herald of death to find one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. One ring, rule them all. One ring.
Are you singing this in like a common tongue, or is this all in?
I think he starts off in the Elvish tongue, and then in the middle he will slip to the common tongue,
Right.
and then end with a bit of a flourish in Elvish again.
Nice. I'm stealing from Burning Wheel. We're just gonna let that first roll ride.
Yeah, let the failure ride, Jay. That's
Right.
exactly what we
I'm
should
gonna
do,
let that-
Lore Master
yes.
Jay. Let
Plus,
me fail and fail again.
Yes. So what I think though is it's not clearly you're an elf. You know these songs, right? So it's not that you performed them poorly. I think that culturally the Bree folks don't know what to make of it, right? So they're being polite, they're being nice. They don't know, what to make of it. It's.
I can sort of imagine like a lot of them expecting like they want some nice like romping tavern songs.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
That's not what I'm about.
This dude comes in
Right.
with these like amazing elf ballads, and they're like,
Right.
I mean, it sounds great, but
Right.
it just makes me want to
So
cry into my beer.
Can't drink to this. You got to kind of sit and think about it.
Nobody wants to drink while they're I mean, come on.
Yes. So I think that's the mood. Is that I think it has an effect on them. It can't help but make them feel away, right? But it's not a give me another round and a bar song. It's not a pub song, right? But they don't revolt, right? Because you're putting them in the mood, in a mood, not the one they want to be in, though, right? So let's take a break. We'll come back and figure out what's next in Bree at the Prancing Pony.